Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Melby. I wanted to talk to you about the Read Naturally passage that we're having you read this week. This week we're reading Polar Bear. So I wanted to go over the steps so that you can be successful in reading the passage for the polar bear. The first thing I'd like you to do is to talk about the key words. So the key words for this story are trapped, which means not able to get out. Think about a time you may have been trapped or you've read about somebody else being trapped. The next word is Arctic, and that's the land near the North Pole. Maybe you could look on a map and see if you can locate where the North Pole is. White, the color of snow. Fur, the hair of an animal. Maybe you can think about some animals that have fur. Then you're going to write a prediction for this passage. What do you think you're going to read about in the passage about the polar bear? Thinking about the key words. After you've written down that prediction, you're going to move on to the story. And you're going to do your cold timing. The cold timing is for 1 minute, and you're shooting for 3 or less mistakes on this passage. So time yourself for 1 minute, see how fast you can get, and go ahead and put your score right down there for how many words you read that were correct. I'm going to read this passage to you so that you can hear it read fluently. That way, when you're practicing, you can listen to me read, and then you can practice it and get better and better each time you do it. So here I go. I'm going to try my best. The fur of the polar bear is not white. It is clear and hollow. It is full of air. The air is trapped in the fur of the polar bear. This helps keep the bear warm. The fur of the polar bear is warmer than any other animal. This is good because they live in the Arctic. The Arctic is cold. Often there is snow in the Arctic. The fur of the polar bear makes the bear hard to see in the snow. Polar bears are very large. They stand 9 feet tall. They weigh 1,000 pounds. Polar bears kill seals for food. They can swim very well. The feet of the polar bear are padded with fur. This helps the bear walk on the ice without slipping. So after you practice this passage a couple of times and you're able to read the entire thing with 3 or less errors, that's when you're going to move on to your hot timing. So you're going to read it again for 1 minute, and you're going to try and get further than you did for your cold timing. And then you're going to record your score down here where it says final timing score. After you've done that and you did get that 3 or less errors, you can move on to the questions. And you're going to answer all the questions, and number 5 needs to be a complete sentence with a capital and punctuation at the end. And then at the very end, you can write a retell of Polar Bear. Think about all the things that you read and write them down here, all the things that you can remember. So that's it for how to do the Read Naturally passage of the Polar Bear.